Welcome to my classroom. In this Master Answer 1 course, particularly in this Module 4 Humidification, in lecture number 35, we have seen few numericals on humidification and psychrometric chart. That is how to make use of psychrometric chart to determine the thermodynamic properties of air water vapor system, right? So in lecture number 36 we have seen detailed theory part of cooling towers. What is the classification of cooling towers, how cooling tower operates in co-current fashion or in counter current fashion, and when the fan is fixed at the top or at the bottom, how the draft is induced differently have been discussed in detail. Also we have seen few demonstration videos in that lecture. So in this lecture number 37 we will continue part 2 numericals of humidification and psychrometric chart. Particularly we will focus on cooling towers in this lecture. Okay, so be ready with your calculator and psychrometric charts. We will solve few numericals on humidification and psychrometric chart. See, how to make use of psychrometric chart I have explained you in the lecture number 34, as well as in 35 we have solved some numericals. If any two parameters are known, we can determine the rest of the parameters. For example, if dry bulb temperature and moisture content is known, we can mark that point. So once we mark the point P, then the other parameters such as dew point temperature can be determined. Okay, dew point temperature, wet bulb temperature can be determined, a line in this way, and then the same line extended up to here we will get enthalpy, and we can get what is the relative humidity percentage RH. Okay, so even get what is specific volume along this line. So you will have lines with specific volume value, meter cube per kg of dry air. We can get specific volume data also. Okay, so thereby also there are some graphs in which we can get vapor pressure also. You can get vapor pressure, what is PA0. Okay, so that way if any two parameters are known, we can get the rest of the parameters using the psychrometric chart. Even otherwise we can make use of the formulas to determine them. Okay, so for example, a cooling tower numerical, air is entering a new cooling tower with the following characteristics. It has a dry bulb temperature of 35 degrees centigrade and relative humidity of 40%. So what is relative humidity? 40%. So what is dry bulb temperature? It is 35 degrees Celsius. So what you have to do? So you have to draw a line along this 35 and 40 degree. You will get your absolute humidity, right? And we can get dry bulb temperature, and again we can get enthalpy. Okay, so you can get wet bulb temperature, we can get enthalpy, and you can get, if you have this 100% line, you can get dew point temperature. Okay, and you can get specific enthalpy along this line. Okay, so what is asked? Determine the wet bulb temperature, absolute humidity, vapor pressure, total enthalpy, and dew point temperature. So different psychrometric charts are available in the resources. Okay, so you have to check what is the unit in which they are mentioning the things. Say some will mention in bar, atmospheric pressure in bar, here it is in kilopascal. Each one will mention their units, appropriate units. Okay, here you can see vapor pressure also there. So that is the difference between previous lecture and this lecture. Here we are going to determine the vapor pressure also using the psychrometric chart. Okay, so here dry bulb temperature is mentioned. Here you can see that absolute humidity ratio, absolute humidity also called as humidity ratio, is given as kilograms of moisture per kilograms of dry air. Okay, that is inside the y-axis. Outside the y-axis it is mentioned as dew point temperature. That means this -10, -5, 0, +5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 are dew point temperature. So instead of you can go this left hand side and get the corresponding value, or for simplicity this graph has given us directly to take the value of dew point temperature. Similarly, enthalpy also we can get by going to this graph. Also they are given a slanting line. This slanting line graph, this also refers to enthalpy. So they are given this slanting line. In the slanting line, either you can get the value around here or correspondingly here. Okay, and we have vapor pressure also, which is straight line graphics, and sensible heat also can be determined. So this chart also gives us extra information like sensible heat, vapor pressure, and dew point temperature in y-axis. In y-axis we get all this information using this chart. Okay, so let's solve the problem. In this problem, what is the data given? 35 degrees Celsius and 40% relative humidity. Okay, so in this graph, so if you mark the 35-degree line, so you have 35 here, you can see, so that is 35-degree line, and relative humidity you can see here, it is mentioned, it is 40, this is 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so that's why I marked you again. So this is your 40% line, so we can mark this point here. Okay, so that along this 40% RH and 35-degree derivable temperature, what is that, 40% relative humidity and 35 degrees Celsius derivable temperature. Okay. So you can mark this point, and along this you can determine the rest of the parameters. First thing I can take here is specific volume. So specific volume, how do I know this is specific volume line? Here it is written, specific volume cubic meter per kg dry air. Okay, cubic meter per kg dry air. Okay, so I get the value of specific volume along this line. Okay, in color graph we used green color, that's why I'm using the same color here. So this line is 0.89, this line is 0.9, so this is in between these two lines, so you can say 0.895 as the specific volume. Okay, so we have specific volume equal to 0.895 meter cube per kg dry air. Okay, so next we can have a line. So we have Webb temperature. Webb temperature is a line parallel to this. Along this 100% line we have this one written, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that is your Webb temperature line. So we have Webb temperature, which is having, so you can say this is 20, this is 25, and this is 21, 22, 23, 24. You have around 24 Webb temperature. Okay, similarly you proceed to get the values of enthalpy. Enthalpy is, again, if I go up to this line, there also you will get, or if I go here, I am going to get my enthalpy value. So the enthalpy value is, here you can see it is 70, so this is 80, it means 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Here also 70, 71, 72. Right? So we can say that this is 75, this is 70. So we get 71, 72, around 72 we get. Okay, you can 72 or 73, whatever. We have 72. What is the unit for this? Enthalpy, kilojoule per kg dry air. Kilojoules per kg dry air is our total enthalpy. Okay, next what we have? Next what we can get? Dew point temperature, right? And even absolute, in this percentage RH is given, so even you can write what is absolute enthalpy. Absolute enthalpy or enthalpy ratio, sorry, absolute humidity. So we can get absolute humidity value along the y-axis. It is, you can see that this line is 0.014. Okay, it is 0.015. So we are having this point in between. So we have 0.0145. Okay, 0.015 is here, 0.014 is here, in between that, so we are taking off of it. Okay, so that is absolute humidity. Similarly, what about dew point temperature? Dew point temperature is here, that is here it is 20, we have here 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it is around 19.5. So we get dew point temperature is 19.5 degrees Celsius. So these are the values which we can obtain from graph. Okay, so that's what, if you plot, take time and plot the graph, you will get like this. Okay, so you can see that what we have done here. I marked 35 degree. You have to mark all the values. Try to give a line number, line name for each graph. Okay, I have plotted this 35 degrees Celsius. This is my dry bulb temperature. I have marked 40 percentage line. It is my percentage RH value, 40 percentage line, right? So I have marked this line. I have drawn a line corresponding to this parallel to x-axis. I marked the point here. Here I am getting the value for absolute humidity. Here I get the value for mercury. Okay, so remaining wet bulb temperature. So from here we draw a line parallel to here, so we get the value of wet bulb temperature, and then we are getting a value of enthalpy. So if I draw a line parallel to x-axis and then up to 100% line, this is our 100% saturation line. You can see that. Okay, so we get the corresponding value of dew point temperature. So when you plot it, you will get like this. Okay, so there may be a problem if it is asked that what if the percentage RH is changed to 50 percentage. What you can do? I can plot the graph here. So same temperature, dry bulb temperature is 35, but percentage RH has changed to 50 percentage. What will be the absolute humidity in that case? I can find that here, this 35 degree line. Already we have 40% RH and corresponding value is absolute humidity, it's 0.014. If it is increased to 50 percentage, we can draw a line parallel to it and say what is the value of absolute humidity for the corresponding value. So corresponding wet bulb temperature, corresponding enthalpy, corresponding dew point temperatures can also be reported. Okay, so next problem. Air is entering a cooling tower with the following characteristics of dry bulb temperature 25 degrees Celsius and absolute humidity of 0.01 kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. Okay, so determine the wet bulb temperature, relative humidity, vapor pressure, total enthalpy and dew point temperatures. So how to do that? Again, same graph. You should know that absolute enthalpy values are given in, if you zoom this one, it is, as I mentioned in the previous problem, it is given like 0.010, right? It is 0.010. You should be careful, that point is not properly visible here. Actually this 012 refers to 0.012. Okay, so when it is 0.011, it is 0.011, 0.01, 0.009. Okay, so that's why if I zoom here, I am getting these values. Okay, similarly here we have these lines corresponding to enthalpy. It is 80 means this is 81, 82, like that. Okay, and here we have vapor pressure value in the right hand side of the scale. Left hand side is sensible heat values. Okay, so we can solve this problem. So data given are 25 degrees Celsius and 0.01 absolute humidity. Okay, where is 0.01 absolute humidity? Here it is. Okay, so we have 0.01 humidity point is available here. And what is our temperature? Dew point temperature mentioned is 25 degrees Celsius. So where is our 25 degrees Celsius? Here is our 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is my 25 degrees Celsius line and this is my 0.011010. So we will have a point somewhere in that line. Okay, so you can draw a line for 25 degrees Celsius. Use your scale. With pencil you draw all these lines. Okay, so it is a 25 degree, you draw a line. Then for 0.010, so in this case relative humidity, absolute humidity is given, so that way, that place we can mark 0.010. So the values which we can obtain are specific volume can be determined by drawing a line parallel to this. For that, the data mentioned here are 0.840, 850, 860. So we can accordingly take the value which is, we can divide them as subdivisions and get the correct value. Okay. So then we can get the wet bulb temperature. Then we can get enthalpy also in the same line. Okay. And we can get, we have already marked this one, we can get dew point temperature. So as I said, dew point temperature in y-axis itself we can get, because here it is usually what we'll do, we'll draw a line to here, from that we'll get the dew point value in the same dry bulb temperature. But in this graph they mentioned the dew point here itself, here also with appropriate value. So what we can do, we can draw a line parallel to this x-axis up to y-axis, and we can see here it is 10, it is 15. So less than 14, we can get the value 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So you can get 13.8 or 14 as the dew point temperature. So we can get dew point temperature also from this graph. Next, what else we can get? We can get what is the percentage RH. So this percentage RH is where it is, this line is 60% line. Therefore, this is 50% line. This is 40% line. It is almost on the near to 50%. So you can say around 48 or 49% relative humidity is what we can observe from the graph. Okay. So both ways we can get dew point temperature. So you can observe it to be some value. Okay. So if you plot the actual graph, I also marked this, it takes some time. So you can see that it is 24 degrees Celsius or 25 degrees Celsius line. So along 25-degree line and absolute humidity of 0.01, we can mark the point. Okay. And you can get the corresponding values here. Okay. So all the values where we are getting our wet bulb temperature, our wet bulb temperature is here. Okay, enthalpy value is here, and this is our value corresponding to specific volume. Specific volume line is this. Okay, and dew point temperature, we get dew point here, and in this problem we are determining the vapor pressure also here itself. Okay, so what is the corresponding vapor pressure, we can report. Okay. Next, for a sample of air having 22-degree dry bulb temperature and relative humidity of 30% at barometric pressure of 760 mm mercury, calculate the vapor pressure, humidity ratio, vapor density and enthalpy. Okay, so in this problem we are making use of steam table also. So usually from steam table you can get the temperature. Steam temperature means if temperature is mentioned for steam, what is the corresponding pressure? T versus P can be obtained. If pressure is mentioned, what is the corresponding temperature? Superheated steam, we'll say, because at 100 degrees Celsius, you get one steam. Atmospheric pressure, you get 100 degrees Celsius, one steam. But if it can be high temperature or high pressure, you can have superheated steam. So correspondingly, whatever is the temperature degree Celsius versus kilopascal or atmospheric pressure, you can get corresponding value. So we should be careful while taking the data. What is the unit in which temperature is mentioned, either degree Celsius or Kelvin, either kilopascal or in atmosphere or in bar. Okay, so whatever is the unit mentioned, we have to use it correctly. Okay, so here data is given for this question. One table is given, we are going to make use here 22 degrees Celsius of dry bulb temperature. So here we have 22 degree, corresponding value we will make use. Okay. There are so various data we can get. I am just using pressure here. Okay. So we will get the value corresponding to it as 22 degrees Celsius as 0.02642 as the pressure. Okay. So if you make use of the psychrometric chart, we have a condition 22 degrees Celsius and dry bulb temperature and relative humidity of 30%. So here we have 20, this middle line 22.5, so slightly less than that we are going to have 22 degrees Celsius. And relative humidity line is, this one is 30 percentage relative humidity line, so this line we are going to have, so this line, and somewhere here we are going to have our point. Okay, so what you can do, you can draw a line to mark the dry bulb temperature and relative humidity where it bisects, that is our point. Okay, so we have 30% relative humidity, so you can mark the point here. I can mark it with a green color. Okay, so the value corresponding to it, we can get the specific humidity, or what is the grams of moisture. It is mentioned 5, right? Grams of moisture per kg of dry air, or you can say 0.05 kg, 0.005 or 0.005 kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. Okay, why? Because it is okay, gram into 10 power minus 3 kg. Okay, so that's why 0.005 kg water vapor per kg dry air. Okay, now what else you can get? What was the question? Refer to the question. Find the vapor pressure, humidity ratio, vapor density, and enthalpy. Humidity ratio is this one. Absolute humidity is vapor ratio. Okay, so absolute humidity we have determined, which is the humidity ratio. Okay, so next other parameters, whatever we can get, we will mark it. Okay, so next what we can do, we can get the specific volume. So how to get specific volume? So specific volume line, so this is 0.83 and this is 0.85, so you can half of it is somewhere here, right? So it is most slightly greater than 0.8384. Okay, so you can say 0.84, slightly higher, close to it only, right? So you can say 0.843. What is the unit for the specific volume? Meter cube per kg. Meter cube per kg. Okay, so next what you can get is wet bulb temperature. The wet bulb temperature is equal to, so from this dry line up to here, so here we get dry wet bulb temperature. Here we are going to get what is the enthalpy also. Wet bulb temperature is, you can see that it is between 10 and 15. Half of the line is here, so it is around less than 12.5, so you can take it to be 12. Okay, or you can say 11.9 or 12. Okay, so 12 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius. And what is the enthalpy value? Enthalpy value, if you are drawing line up to here, so half of it is equal to somewhere here, so it is slightly less than 35. 30 to 40, half is 35, so it is less than 35, so I can say 34 kilojoules per kg of dry air. Okay, and dew point temperature also can be determined. Enthalpy is less than 35 kilojoules per kg. Okay, now what to do? We have to do the other parameters. So they asked us to determine what is the density, right? Go to the question. Vapor pressure, humidity ratio, vapor density. So to determine vapor density, we will do something calculations. This we have obtained. Enthalpy we have obtained. Okay, vapor pressure we will determine. Okay, so in this graph we are not able to determine vapor pressure, but if you refer to that earlier graph, we will get directly the data for that also, right? So we are having 843.843 meter cube per kg specific volume. Enthalpy is around 30, less than 35, right? I told less than 35. So this is slightly greater than 0.84. So you can get the third digit, you can fix as per our own wisdom. How well we are referring to the graph, we will have a data. Okay. So what is the vapor pressure? So for that we should make use of the relationship. We have percentage RH. and we have what is the saturation pressure, right? So if you know percentage RH and saturation pressure, both data are known. Saturation pressure we get from steam table. So this data we have from steam table. Okay. So from the steam table with R, whatever is the temperature corresponding to dry bulb temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, whatever is the value, that is we have percentage RH is 30 percentage, that is 30 by 100, which is 0.3. And what is vapor pressure only we are going to determine. Saturation pressure is 0.02642. So this will give us, this is given, mentioned it as in the unit is mentioned as bar. So we have data given this. So let it be this vapor pressure. Then vapor pressure is equal to 0.3 into 0.026. Okay, so whatever is the data, you please comment your answer. Okay, so then if you next is to determine what is vapor density. So vapor density, already we have this specific volume, meter cube per kg, right? So meter cube per kg is known. So we can determine the vapor density. Okay, so that can be determined, and please report the value of vapor density also. So this is meter cube per kg dry air. Okay, so this is the volume occupied, meter cube per kg, specific volume. So if we divide humidity, what is humidity? Unit is kg of water vapor, kg of vapor by kg of dry air, right? And if you divide this specific volume, what is that? Specific volume is meter cube per kg dry air. Okay, so this kgr gets cancelled. So what you get is kg of vapor per meter cube. That is what vapor density. Vapor's density can be determined by vapor density is equal to humidity by specific volume. So if you divide specific humidity, you have value from graph, and this also you are having value from graph. Whatever value you got, you please substitute here to report what is kg per meter cube. Please comment your answers as follows. Report all your vapor pressure data. Vapor pressure is in bar. How much bar? Humidity ratio, that is 0.005H, and vapor density in kg per meter cube, and enthalpy value in kilojoules per kg. Please report your value. Air at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 100 kilopascal has a relative humidity of 80%. Calculate the molar humidity of air. Calculate the molar humidity of this air if its temperature is reduced to 15 degrees Celsius and if its pressure is increased to 200 kilopascal, condensing out some of the water. Calculate the weight of the water condensed from 100 meter cube of the original water air in cooling to 15 degrees Celsius and compressing to 200 kilopascal. And fourth part is calculate the final volume of the wet air of this part 3. Okay. Now how to proceed with this problem? So data is given. Some data is given. Vapor pressure of water at the mentioned temperatures 30 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius, or at 30 degrees Celsius vapor pressure is 4.24 kilopascal. At 15 degrees Celsius it is 1.70 kilopascal. Okay, so how to solve this problem? Without chart I will solve. Okay, so vapor pressures are given. Okay, so PA naught is given as 4.24 kilopascal at 30 degrees Celsius, and PA naught at 15 degrees Celsius is 1.70 kilopascal. So remember, it is again we have to make use of ideal gas law. Okay, PV equal to nRT. Formula will be used to take the ratios at different values at different temperatures and pressures. Okay. So first what we will do is saturated molar humidity can be determined. Okay, so how to get that one? Saturated molar humidity is nothing but Pa by P total minus Pa. Okay, so what is that? Vapor pressure, let me do it for first case. It is at 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, and 100 kilopascal total pressure. So that is the case for first one. So at 30 degrees Celsius, what is the vapor pressure? Saturated molar humidity is vapor pressure by P total minus Pa naught is the formula for saturated molar humidity of air. Okay, so what is the value? Is equal to, what is the value? 4.24 kilopascal. So 4.24 divided by 100 minus 4.24. So what is the value? 4.24 by 995.6. So what is the value? 4.24 divided by 100 minus 4.24. 95.76. Okay, is equal to 0.044. 0.04428 kilomoles of water vapor by kilomoles of dry air. Okay, so this is first parameter we have found out. And similarly, what is relative humidity? Relative humidity is again Pa by Pa naught. Okay, so we have relative humidity data is given. What is that? It is given like 80%. Okay, so it is given 80%, but by formula it is partial pressure by vapor pressure is relative humidity. So we have 0.8 is equal to Pa into Pa by Pa naught. So therefore partial pressure is equal to relative humidity into Pa naught. So this is at 30 degrees Celsius, right? At this value Pa naught is 4.24. So 0.8 into 4.24. How much? 0.8 into 4.24 is 3.39. Okay, kilopascal. We have 3.39 kilopascal as the value. Okay, relative humidity is 3.39 kilopascal. Next, what is molar humidity? Molar humidity is partial pressure by P total minus Pa. So how much it is? So this is saturation. Same thing. This is at HS, no? This is H saturated. So we are want to get HMS. Okay. So what we get is HS. This is Pa naught by Pt minus Pa naught is saturated molar humidity. If you write with simply without partial vapor pressure, simply partial pressure Pa by P total minus Pa, we get molar humidity. So how much it is? Molar humidity is, now we have 3.39 divided by total is 100. And remember total pressure is 100 kilopascal. 100 minus 3.39. So what is the value? Molar humidity value is 3.39 divided by bracket 100 minus 3.39 0.0011. What is the value? 3.39 divided by 100 minus 3.39 0.035. Okay, so what we get is 0.035 kilomoles of water vapor per kilomoles of dry air. Okay, now first part is over. Now first part is calculate the molar humidity. So we have determined the molar humidity. That is the first part. Okay. How we have determined the molar humidity? We cannot directly substitute something to get this molar humidity, right? So we want to get partial. This is the formula for molar humidity. So we have partial pressure by total pressure minus partial pressure. How to get partial pressure? We have data of we have the data of relative humidity. So by relative humidity formula, percentage RH is equal to PA by PA naught. So this is reverse calculation actually. You see, we have HM is equal to PA by P total minus PA, right? So for this we need PA. So we went to here to get PA value. If you know PA not, we can get PA because percentage RH is given. For that, what we have to do? We should get PA value. To get PA value, we made use of this data. Okay. And similarly, saturation molar humidity also we have determined. Okay. And okay, so now we'll move on to the next part. So what is the next part? Calculate the molar humidity of this air if its temperature is reduced to 15 degrees Celsius and the total pressure is, you remember earlier pressure, case 1, case 2. We have two parameters, okay, pressure and then temperature. Yes, for pressure and temperature. For first case, temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, pressure is 100 kilopascal. Okay. Whereas in second case, they are saying pressure is increased to 200 kilopascal and the temperature is reduced to 15, 15 degrees Celsius. We have to again determine the molar humidity of this air. Okay. So same way we have to do this problem. So what we can do, again saturated molar humidity first we can find. Saturated molar humidity. So to determine that, it is PA by P total minus P naught, that is vapor pressure by total pressure minus this one. So vapor pressure at the second case, it is 15 degrees Celsius. Data given is 1.70, right? P naught given is 1.70 kilopascal. So this is data is given. Okay. So 1.70 divided by P total is, remember in this case it is 200. So 200 minus 1.70. Please report the value. Comment your answers. Okay. So we have 1.70 by 200 minus 1.70. Use calculator means you have to use the brackets properly. Okay. So this value we have, and once we have this value, this will be in terms of kilomoles per kilomoles of dry air, right? Kilomoles of kilomoles of water vapor, dry air. Okay, kilomoles of dry air. So, okay, so again from this what you can do, we can get what is the saturated humidity. Okay, so this is equal to, can be multiplied by, if you want to get it in terms of kg per kg, so multiply by 18, so that numerator will become kg of water divided by 28.84. So you will get them converted to this one. Okay, kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. Okay, after this what you have to do, you can find out what is humid volume. So please comment your answer. Okay, both in terms of kilomoles and kg per kg. And now we report humid volume. To find the humid volume, what is the formula? Humid volume is equal to, we have seen already formula, 8.315, okay, plus So humid volume is 8.314 divided by total pressure into whatever is the dry bulb temperature plus 273, okay, into whatever is the absolute humidity. That's why we converted here. Okay, so whatever is absolute humidity, what we got is HMS. Okay, so we get absolute humidity, that's H2 H by 18 plus 1 by 28.84. okay, so what is the value? We can substitute them here to get the humid volume value. You will get humid volume in terms of meter cube per kg dryer. Okay, so if you have calculated the values, it's what is the value we get? 1.70 divided by 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so before proceeding this to third part, so what is the value we get here? 1.70 divided by 200 minus 1.70. How much? So you'll get around 0.00857. Okay, so to convert that into kg of water vapor per kg of dryer, 18 by multiply by 18 and divide by 28.84. So we get 0.00535. So remember, this is the answer for final section, second bar, because if you look at the question carefully, calculate the molar humidity only they have asked, but they are saying it is condensing out some of the water. That means what? Whatever is the molar humidity, it is your saturation humidity. Okay, so that is sufficient for us. Okay, so in first case we calculated molar humidity, but it is not saturated. So first we calculated saturated one and then proceeded to, so we got molar humidity saturated, then we used relative humidity data to calculate the molar humidity. Okay, so here also we got 0.035 kilomoles of water vapor per kilomoles of dry air. But if you want to calculate the value of what is H, 0.035 multiply by kg, we want in terms of kg means multiply by 18 by divided by 28.84. So you will get the data of H in terms of kg per kg, that is kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. So that you can do 0.035, what is the value? 0.035 into 18 divided by 28.84 equal to 0.0218. okay, so this is equivalent to this. If we want absolute humidity, we have H equal to 0.0218 kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. Okay, so that is important. This way in future we are going to make use of it, that's why we are doing it here. Okay, so now in the second case what we have calculated is directly saturated, because they are saying that some of the water is being condensed out, right? So that means HS, this only is your value. And if we move on to the third part, here you can find out what is the third part question. If you look at the question for the third part, what is the amount of water that is condensed out if total volume is 100 meter cube wet air? So wet air volume is 100 meter cube. And how much water is condensed when you are changing initial condition, right? Initially it is 30 degrees Celsius and 100 kilopascal. So that is your initial. So what is the initial humid volume? And if it is compressed to 15 degrees Celsius and 200 kilopascal, okay, so what is the final? So both humid volumes we can determine, and for this, while doing so, what is the amount of water that is condensed out? That is the question. And fourth part is, what is the final volume of the wet air? How much is the volume of the air? Total volume of the air is the question. So all this we have to do now. Okay, so if you consider here, third part is to find how much amount water is being condensed out, we should find out the humid volume. So that is humid volume initial conditions. So initially what is the humid volume? It is total pressure is initially, it is initial, right? So we have initial and we have final conditions. So initially, what is the value we can substitute to get the VH value? So we can substitute 8.314 by, initially it is 100 kilopascal, initially it is 30 degrees Celsius, so 30 plus 273 into initial humidity. What is initial humidity? We just calculated here, right? So it is 0.0218. okay, so 0.0218 by 18 plus 1 by 28.84. so substituting this value, you get the humid volume initial value. Okay, please comment your answer. What is the humid volume initial? Okay, VH initial. Report the value. Okay, then VH initial value you should be getting around 0.9. okay, 0.85 to 0.95 you should get. Okay, the formula is what is that? R value 8.314 by P total in kilopascal, dBT in degree Celsius plus 273. H is absolute humidity in kg of water vapor per kg of dry air divided by 18 molecular weight of water plus 1 by 28.84. It is molecular weight of air. Okay, so that is the value initially corresponding to initial conditions, that is 30 degrees Celsius and this thing. Okay, and given that 100 meter cube is the original mixture is given. Okay, so for 100 meter cube of original mixture, okay, if the original mixture is 100 meter cube, what we have data that 0.906 meter cube of mixture, that is meter, specific volume is meter cube per kg, right? So we have 0.906 meter cube of mixture per 1 kg of dry air. What is this? That is the humid volume we have calculated. As I said, you are getting around value of 0.90. So that way, that is what is that? Meter cube per kg dry air. So with that data only we are proceeding. Okay, so from VH data initially we had 100 meter cube of original mixture, means initial mixture. Initially we have 100 meter cube, means what is the total thing we have? How much is the volume per kg of dry air? So this we have, this data we have. So for 100 meter cube of mixture, so this mixture 0.906 meter cube of mixture, it is available per 1 kg of dry air. So that means for 100 meter cube of mixture, how much dry air will be required? How much dry air will be there? So obviously it is 100 divided by 0.906, whatever is your VH value. Okay, so I used 0.906, what I got. So you substitute your VH value here. Okay, so that's equal to how much? 100 divided by 0.906, I get 110.4 kg dry air. Okay, so this is the amount of dry air we have. Now what would be the amount of water that would be present in this dry air? Amount of water, because we have absolute humidity data, right? Amount of water vapor, we can say amount of water vapor present in 100 meter cube of mixture is, what would be the value? So we have absolute humidity value. How much is absolute humidity? We have 0.035 is the molar humidity we have into 18 divided by 28.84. I think we have calculated that here earlier. 0.035 into 18 divided by this thing. How much? Just I am re-verifying. 0.035 into 18 divided by 28.84 equal to 0.0218. Yeah, correct. 0.0218 we have. What is this? 0.0218 kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. So for 1 kg of dry air we have 0.0218 kg of water vapor. Okay, so then for 110.4 kg of dry air, what would be the water present in? So the amount of water present in 100 meter cube is equal to 0.0218 into 110.4. Okay, we can substitute with units, kg of water vapor per kg dryer into 110.4 kg dryer. Kg dryer gets cancelled, so we have this much kg of water vapor. Okay, what is the value? Use your calculator. 0.0218 into 110.4 is equal to, you substitute your value, so you will get around 2.3 to 2.5. So for example, I am getting 2.422. Okay, so let me say 2.4. You please comment your value, correct value, okay, with 3 digits. Okay, and so this is the amount of water which is present in the original air. So we should get, because question asked is how much water is rejected. So first we should know initial water we have calculated. Similarly, see, remember the same amount of dry air initially or finally, the amount of dry air is same, that is 110.4 kg dry air. And similarly we have second case, what is the moisture amount of water present, we have calculated here, it will be 0.00535, right? So 0.00535 into 110.35 will be the amount of water present finally. Amount of water present finally is equal to that 0.00535 value, kg of water vapor per kg of dry air into 110.4 kg per kg dry air. Sorry, simply 110.4 kg dry air. So kg dry air gets cancelled, so you get the value. Please use your calculator. So we get 0.6, around 0.6 you will get. You write in 3 digits, you may get 0.58 or 0.62, whatever 3 digits value you report. So this is amount of water present in the finally. So how much amount of water is condensed out? Amount of water condensed out is equal to initial water minus final water. Okay, so what is the value? Initial value we have, as I said, around 2.4. okay, so you substitute your value. Okay, so let me say 2.4 minus final value is around 0.6 is equal to, let me say, around 1 point, you will get around 1.7 to 1.9. okay, so you write the comment your answer. 1.8 kg of water is condensed out. Okay, so this final answer is amount of water condensed out has to be reported. Okay, now going to the question back, going back to the question is, what is the final volume of wet air of this part 3? So for this, what is the final volume? So how we can determine the final volume? Again we have to make use of the same formula. Okay, so we calculated, this is humid volume, initially we have calculated. So first calculate the yeah, so calculate the final humid volume, then we can find out the total volume of the mixture. Okay, so humid volume formula we have 8.314 divided by P total. Remember this is for final, so finally it is 100 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius and 200 kilopascal. Okay, so we have absolute humidity, whatever is the value we calculated, by 18 plus 1 by 28.84. okay, substituting we will get the value 8.314. okay, dBT value is there, no? What is the dBT value? Dry bulb temperature final plus 273. okay, so 8.314 divided by 200 kilopascal, dry bulb temperature final is 15. okay, plus into final humidity is 0.00535, 0.00535. You substitute the actual value you are getting. okay, 18 plus 1 by 28.84. okay, substituting you will get around 0.41 8 meter cube per kg dry air. Okay, so this much kg is the volume per kg of dry air, but actual amount of dry air is 110 kg of dry air is there, right? So if you multiply 110 kg of dry air into 0.418 meter cube mixture per kg dry air, so you will get around, so we'll come to your final answer, you'll get around 43 to 48. Okay, whatever is your answer, you please report. So you will get answer. So for example, I am getting 46.4 meter cube as the answer. Okay, is the final volume of the mixture. So we can report as the final volume of the mixture as 46.4 meter cube. Okay, so I'll explain totally what we have done in this problem. So we initially had at 30 degrees Celsius 100 kilopascal, and it was compressed to 15 degrees Celsius and 200 kilopascal. So meanwhile some amount of water is condensed out. So what we have done is first we calculated the saturated molar humidity, because the vapor pressure is given 4.24 at 30 degrees Celsius. So we substituted to get saturated molar humidity, converted that to kg. Okay, so then another data given was relative humidity. So relative humidity is 0.8, 80% given. So partial pressure was determined. So after using the partial pressure, we have calculated molar humidity. From molar humidity multiplying by the molecular weights, dividing by molecular weights, we got the absolute humidity. So that absolute humidity is used later, but molar humidity is what was asked in the question as first part. So for second part, what we have to do is it was mentioned in the second part of the question that some amount of water is condensed out. So there is no absolute humidity to determine, because our absolute humidity is equal to saturated humidity, because water will condense only if it is saturated. That is the hint we should know. Okay, the concept we should know. So once we know the concept, we can directly determine the saturated molar humidity, and from that we can multiply by molecular weights to get kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. So the correspond, and then third part we have moved, what is the water condensed out. For that we use the formula humidity volume initial, so 8.314 by total pressure into dry bulb temperature plus 223 into absolute humidity by 18 plus 1 by 28.84. This 18 is molecular weight of water, 28.84 is molecular weight of air. Substituting, we got the initial value humid volume. Okay, based on that, this is per kg dry air. What is, and it is mentioned that 100 meter cube of original mixture is present. So we calculated the corresponding amount of dry air, which is 110.4 kg dry air. Okay, so using this we have absolute humidity. So absolute humidity is 0.035. Sorry, we have 0.0218 kg of water vapor per kg dry air. So total dry air is known. So we calculate what is the amount of initial water present. Similarly, final amount of water present is calculated based on the final absolute humidity. Then subtracting these two values, we got amount of water condensed out. Okay, so then final humid volume was determined to find out what is the total volume of the mixture. Okay. Okay. So other extra numericals you can practice are a quantity of air having a volume of 300 meter cube at 30 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature and 25 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature is heated to 40 degrees Celsius at 40 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature. Estimate the amount of heat added, final relative humidity and wet bulb temperature. The air pressure is 1.013 bar. Okay, so if you take this psychrometric chart, so what are the data given are 30 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature and 25 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature. So you have a 30 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature line and 25 degrees Celsius is here wet bulb temperature. So you draw a line and mark the point where it is intersecting. So that's our point where we will get the data, initial conditions are, you can see that what is the absolute humidity, and it is mentioned that there is no change in absolute humidity. So the temperature is changed to 40 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature. So you can mark that line also. Okay, so now we can mark that point also. So humidity is not changed, and from the graph what you have is You can see that it is 15, it is 20, half of it is 17.5. So around 18 you can take. So 18 grams means 0.018 kg of water vapor per kg of dry air is the absolute humidity value. Okay. So if you draw a line parallel to specific volume, green color lines are specific volume lines, which is in meter cube per kg 0.90. So the initial specific volume is, it is less than 0.87 and greater than 0.87 and less than 0.9. So half of it will be 0.887, right? If you divide it into three sections, 88, 89, 90, right? So we can take it to be 0.88. You report your own value. Okay, what you observe you can write. Okay, you can, best way is use the scale, divide them into 5 equal units and mark the values, then you take the value. Okay. And then we have enthalpy value can be taken, initial enthalpy value and final enthalpy value. Draw a line parallel to that. This is your enthalpy curve, right? So you have 57, 60, 70, 80, 90 kilojoules per kg dry air. So if you draw a line parallel to this, you will get the enthalpy curve. So if you mark that, so I am getting around 75. So if you draw a line, final condition correspondingly draw a line parallel to that, you are going to get around 85, less than 85. Okay. So you can write it to be, if you observe, you may get any, whatever value you are getting, you please report. So that is our enthalpy value. Okay, 76 and 85. And what is the new wet bulb temperature? Initially wet bulb temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. To get the final wet bulb temperature in the same, where it is crossing this is 60% relative humidity, 80% relative humidity. This red line is 100% relative humidity. So this here you will mark and find out what is the final wet bulb temperature. This is 25 degree, this is 30, right? So half of it will come somewhere here. So it is less than 27.5. So you can take some value less than 27.5. Okay, then what is the new relative humidity? So this line is 30, this line is 40. So it is almost close to 40. So this one less than 40, you can take it to be 39% relative humidity. Okay, that problem. So the air, okay, what was the question? Estimate the amount of heat added, right? So what is the amount of heat added is enthalpy change, right? So how much kilojoules per kg dry air is heat is added? Initial value is 76, final value is 85. So you can report amount of heat added is equal to, so you can say 85 minus 76. How much here? 4 plus 4, 9 kilojoules per kg dry air is the amount of heat added. Okay. It is mentioned 300 meter cube. We can proceed to solve the problem. Okay, this is the volume. In the total volume, how much is the moisture, how much is zone? So you can finally find out what is the total amount of kg dry air, and you can find out what is the exact amount of kg kilojoules of heat added to the system. Okay. Okay, let's solve this problem. The air enters a cooling chamber duct at 10 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity at the rate of 150 meter cube per minute and is heated to 30 degrees Celsius. So initially 10 degrees Celsius and it is heated to 30 degrees Celsius without adding or removing any moisture. The pressure remains constant at 1 atmosphere. Determine the relative humidity of air at exit from the duct and the rate of heat transfer. Okay, so it's again a heat transfer problem. So if you go through the data, given data is 10 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity. Volumetric flow rate is given 150 meter cube per minute. Okay, mass flow rate is can be determined. Heat transfer rate is Q equal to m dot delta T, right? Okay, or m dot delta H. You can find that also. Okay, so if you do this one, 10 degrees Celsius, 80% relative humidity. So you can mark that point, green color. So you are marking it here. So once you mark it, the corresponding value in the y-axis is where you will get the absolute humidity value, and final temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. So you can draw a line here. So if you mark that point again, so that will give us the enthalpy. Final enthalpy can be given, and we can get what is the new relative humidity. So you can see that humidity line is 20% line, this is 30% line. So if you draw a line curve parallel to this, we are going to have somewhere here, so that will be around less than 25. If it is here, it can say it is 50%, 25. So slightly lower than 25, we can say 23 is the 23% is the new relative humidity. Okay, so if you draw the specific volume lines for initial conditions and enthalpy value, so initial enthalpy was around 25, slightly over than 25, that's 26. Here it is 46. Okay, so we have enthalpy values, so that will also give us the rate of heat transfer. Okay, so enthalpy is like kilojoules per kg dryer. Then what is the mass flow rate of kg dryer? We can obtain using the density data or other given volumetric flow rate. Let's see that. Okay, so what are the, you please write down your data. So whatever is the percentage relative humidity, new relative humidity, please report what is new relative humidity. So heat transfer rate can be given as m, where m is the volume can be obtained at m dot h1 minus h1. Okay, that is the enthalpy value. Okay, so we have volumetric flow rate by specific volume gives us the m dot value. So volumetric flow rate is given in meter cube per minute. Okay, specific volume we are getting from graph. Okay, so specific volume initially it is 0.81. Okay, so what is the m dot? You can find out in kg per minute. Okay, so if you divide a meter cube per minute divided by meter cube per kg, specific volume which we are obtaining, okay, in the substitute in the denominator, so you get meter cube getting cancelled and we get m dot in kg per minute. Okay, so that m dot is we have m dot, so h2 value we have, h1 value we have. So h2 value is, we can substitute, you can show the unit. Next, an atmospheric air with dry bulb temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and wet bulb temperature of 17 degrees Celsius is cooled to 15 degrees Celsius without changing its moisture. Please make use of the humidity chart to determine the original relative humidity, final relative humidity and final wet bulb temperature. Okay, so how to do that? So two data are known, 28 and 17. So 17 degrees Celsius we have, this is, okay. So initially it is at 28 degrees Celsius and wet bulb temperature of, so we have 28 degrees Celsius line, and then it is 15. So this is half of it will be 17.5, right? This between these two red lines, between these two red lines, half of it will be somewhere here along this black line. Okay, so you can mark that point. Initial wet bulb temperature is somewhere here, and you can draw a line. Okay, so that half of it is 17.5. Yeah, it is 15 to 20, 17.5 is off, so slightly less than that we have to draw a line. So we have 17 degrees Celsius and 28 degree dry bulb temperature, so correspondingly we can mark this point. Okay, so once we mark that point, whatever data is required, we can get the absolute enthalpy. Okay, and it is being reduced to 15 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature, so we can mark a line along that one, so the corresponding enthalpy value can be determined from here. Okay, okay, enthalpy is not asked, only what is the final wet bulb temperature is asked. Okay, so that is again between 10 to 15, 12.5 something. Please report the values. Okay, so humidity value, initially relative humidity is 34%, and what are the data asked in this question? Original relative means, original means initial. Okay, initial percentage RH is asked. Okay, final relative humidity again final percentage RH is asked. What is the final wet bulb temperature? Only three data we need, right? So final wet bulb temperature is around whatever is the value, say around less than 12.5 or slightly around that you will get. And initial relative humidity is 34 percentage. Final relative humidity is, you will get around somewhere here, right? The new relative humidity is somewhere around between less than 80. So half of it will be 70. So half, if you draw a line, if you divide it, you always, what we can do is we can always draw a line, divide it into half of it like that. So you can say this is 70, so this is 75. Okay, so slightly less than that, so we can say a line parallel to this 80 percentage line is 74. Okay, so that way we get new three values are final wet bulb temperature is this. Please comment your answers. Initial percentage RH from the graph is this much, and final percentage relative humidity is this much. Okay, other data are not there, but still we can report what is the dew point temperature. Okay, dew point temperature is slightly greater than 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, so how much heat is removed to reduce the temperature, you can find out also, right? Enthalpy, initial enthalpy minus final enthalpy, you will get what is the amount of heat being rejected to cool the system from 17 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees, sorry, 28 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. So you have correct enthalpy value, enthalpy initial and enthalpy final, you can subtract to get the values. Okay, please practice all these problems, particularly psychrometric chart problems, because already we skipped that in CPC course also, many of you. So please practice those problems. Okay, it's my humble request. In this lecture number 37, we have solved some extra numericals on humidification and psychrometric chart with focus on cooling towers, right? In next lecture, we will discuss about design of cooling towers, in which we will first derive an expression for number of transfer units to determine the height of packed tower for cooling tower operations. So then we will do some energy balance numerical to determine the cooling tower parameters. Okay, thank you so much for joining my classroom. Meet you in the next lecture. Bye bye.